UPC supporters in Lango sub-region are coming out to call for an alliance between Jimmy AKENA and Bobi Wine. And I was the first person to speak about these statements. Trust me, if Jimmy AKENA is not running as president, what is prohibiting them from working together? Because for me, I came out and made a video saying that Jimmy AKENA must come out to support Bobi Wine if you want to take this government home. And very many people didn't understand me. Before I proceed, let me first give you the tape as the supporters of Jimmy AKENA in the Lango sub-region were echoing the same statements. Listen to this tape very carefully because it's going to form a basis for a discussion. Here's the tape.
Wing of the Uganda People's Congress, as we are gathered here, we know that in history, when Milton Obote, the doctor, and the president of this country, once he made an alliance with the Kabaka Yeka, everybody knows that. And therefore, if Jimmy Michael AKENA is not going to be on ballot, we have showed you our alliance and we mean it as the youth and we are going to stand for it as the youth. We shall support it and we shall go for it because we know that you want us to boycott elections, but we are not going to boycott it because that is the advantage you want to take to do your own influence. Therefore, my youth and the youth wing of UPC, we are going to support and we still say that let AKENA be on ballot 2026. This is the war, not against the people of Uganda People's Congress, not against only the people of Northern. This is the war, Lord, against Ugandans and the interests of Ugandans. I say this and declare for God and my country that on the first, AKENA be nominated without any failure.
UPC! 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 UPC!
Those are the supporters of Jimmy AKENA. One, they have a point. I keep on telling people that there is no political party in Uganda that can be loved in the entire country. Not only in Uganda, even in other big democracies, political parties have strongholds and they also have places where they don't get a lot of support, even if they do a lot of things. And I'm going to give you an example. In Western, don't you see that General Museveni is a dictator? You cannot dislodge him because they see him as their own. In the central, NUP has power and part in the east. In the Lango sub-region, my friend, you cannot defeat UPC. I think those are the only party that have stronghold. DP had a stronghold in Uganda that it could bring MPs even if it did not have a presidential candidate, not until Mao played politics very well. So, for you to take the dictatorship home, because NRM is a juggernaut, there needs to be working together. Leave these political parties who come out to say that you should work together when they are only seeing their position, like PFF lacks a stronghold. It only has strong contenders. Like FDC lacks a stronghold. It only has big names. Those parties cannot galvanize to bring votes. But when it comes to votes, UPC has a bedrock in Northern region. So if these people come out to speak about an alliance, they are right. In fact, for me, I look forward for AKENA standing on a car with Bobi Wine in Lango sub-region as their campaign for UPC candidates and NUP candidates. In other words, the vote would be taken in Lango. In the last election, on the presidential vote, Museveni won the Lango sub-region. Yet in the parliamentary, they were shared between UPC and NRM. The local government was taken by UPC. So you clearly see that there is a pattern. If these people work together, they may bring some fruits which people cannot come out and see clearly. So the UPC people, especially supporters, coming out to echo these statements, they have a point. They have a point that if they work together, it can be assumed. Even under our independence, that Obote had, for them to get power, they had to work with Kabaka Yeka, Mutesa. We've been surviving on alliances, even in the Bush 1980, after an election. Different people made alliance to fight Obote. In Uganda, so some people can come out to ask, why is it that NRM has massive representation across the country? They get representation because of instilling fear, beating people, buying off voters. But even when they do so, some regions slip through, like Uganda and Busoga and other regions. So there is no political party that can be a juggernaut in the whole country unless it does bad manners of the NRM, arresting contenders, etc. So for me, I prefer AKENA to work with Bobi Wine if we want to bring the desired change. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makinde. The next MP for Makinde is constituency. I'll see you on another one. Peace.